Right now, somewhere on Earth, a species is disappearing forever. Not tomorrow. Not next year. Today. And the shocking part is that most of us will never know it existed. Scientists believe that our planet may be entering its sixth mass extinction event. A global loss of biodiversity so severe that it could eventually be compared to the asteroid impact that wiped out the dinosaurs. But this time, there is no giant asteroid heading toward Earth. There is no supervolcano. No natural disaster. For the first time in the 4.5 billion year history of our planet, one species may be responsible for a mass extinction event. Us. So how did we get here? And are we already too late to stop it?
For most of Earth's history, life has survived some of the biggest disasters imaginable. Huge volcanic eruptions have covered the planet in ash. Ice ages have frozen entire continents. Asteroids have struck Earth with enormous force. And yet, life always found a way to survive. Scientists estimate that more than 99% of all species that have ever lived on Earth are now extinct. Extinction itself is a normal part of evolution. Species appear, adapt, and eventually disappear. But sometimes, extinction happens on a much larger scale. Scientists call these events mass extinctions. A mass extinction occurs when a very large number of species disappear within a relatively short period of geological time. Throughout Earth's history, this has happened 5 times. The first major mass extinction happened around 443 million years ago. During this period, dramatic changes in climate caused the extinction of nearly 85% of marine species. The second occurred millions of years later and affected many species living in the oceans and on land. Then came the largest extinction event ever recorded. Scientists call it the Great Dying. Around 252 million years ago, massive volcanic eruptions changed Earth's atmosphere and oceans. Temperatures increased dramatically, oxygen levels dropped, entire ecosystems collapsed. The result was devastating. Around 96% of marine species and about 70% of land species disappeared. To this day, it remains the worst extinction event in the history of life on Earth. But perhaps the most famous extinction happened around 66 million years ago. A giant asteroid, estimated to be about 10 kilometers wide, struck Earth near what is now Mexico. The impact released an enormous amount of energy. Massive wildfires spread across continents. Dust and debris blocked sunlight. Global temperatures changed rapidly, and the dinosaurs, which had ruled the planet for over 160 million years, disappeared. These extinction events completely changed the history of life on Earth. But there was one important difference. None of them were caused by a single species, until now. Today, many scientists believe that Earth may be experiencing its sixth mass extinction. And unlike the previous 5 events, this one may be largely caused by human activities. At first, this idea may sound surprising. After all, forests still exist. Oceans still contain millions of species. Animals still live in the wild. So, how can a mass extinction already be happening? The answer is simple. Mass extinctions do not happen in a single day. They happen slowly. A species becomes less common. Then it becomes rare. And eventually, it disappears. Sometimes, most people do not even realize it happened. According to scientists, species today are disappearing at rates much higher than what would normally occur naturally. Some estimates suggest that up to 1 million species could face extinction in the coming decades if current trends continue. And this is not happening only in one country or one ecosystem. It is happening across the entire planet. Take the northern white rhinoceros, for example. Just a few decades ago, these animals still lived in the wild. Today, only 2 remain alive on Earth. Both are female. This means that without major scientific intervention, the northern white rhinoceros could soon become extinct forever. Then there is the vaquita. The vaquita is a small marine mammal found only in the Gulf of California. Most people have never heard of it, but scientists believe that fewer than 10 vaquitas remain alive in the wild. Fewer than 10. These are not predictions about the distant future. These extinctions are happening right now, and the most concerning part is that scientists believe many species are disappearing before they are even discovered. Researchers estimate that millions of species on Earth may still be unknown to science. Some of them could disappear before humans ever learn that they existed. So, what exactly is causing this possible sixth mass extinction? And why are scientists around the world becoming increasingly concerned? To answer that question, we need to understand how human activities are changing nearly every ecosystem on Earth. For most of human history, our impact on nature was relatively small. But over the last 200 years, everything changed. The world's population grew rapidly. Cities expanded. Forests disappeared. Industries grew larger than ever before. And for the first time in Earth's history, one species gained the power to reshape almost every ecosystem on the planet. Scientists say there isn't one single cause behind today's biodiversity crisis. Instead, several human activities are happening at the same time, making it increasingly difficult for wildlife to survive. The biggest threat is habitat loss. Every living species depends on a suitable habitat. Some need dense forests. Others depend on rivers, wetlands, coral reefs, or open grasslands. But when these habitats disappear, animals have nowhere to go. Every year, millions of hectares of forests are cleared for farming, roads, mining, and expanding cities. To humans, this may look like development. To wildlife, it is the destruction of an entire home. Imagine someone suddenly demolishing your house, your grocery store, your school, and your hospital, all at once. That is exactly what many species experience when forests are cleared. One of the best-known examples is the orangutan. These great apes once lived across vast forests in Southeast Asia. Today, much of that forest has been replaced by palm oil plantations and human settlements. As their homes shrink, orangutans are forced into smaller and smaller areas, increasing conflict with humans and reducing their chances of survival. But forests aren't the only ecosystems under pressure. The oceans are changing too. For decades, humans have removed fish faster than populations can recover. Some fishing methods accidentally capture dolphins, turtles, sharks, and seabirds that were never meant to be caught. This is known as bycatch. Millions of marine animals die this way every year. Plastic pollution makes things even worse. Every year, millions of tons of plastic enter the oceans. Sea turtles mistake plastic bags for jellyfish. Seabirds feed plastic pieces to their chicks. Whales have been found with entire stomachs full of plastic waste. Many die slowly, not from hunger alone, but because their stomachs become too full of material they cannot digest. Then there is climate change. Life on Earth has always adapted to changing climates, but never this quickly. As greenhouse gases trap more heat in the atmosphere, average global temperatures continue to rise. Heat waves become more frequent. Droughts last longer. Wildfires grow larger. Storms become more intense. Some species can move to cooler places. Many cannot. Coral reefs are among the clearest examples. Corals may look like colorful rocks, but they are actually living animals. When ocean temperatures rise even slightly, corals become stressed and expel the tiny algae that provide them with food and color. This process is called coral bleaching. If high temperatures continue, entire reefs can die. And when coral reefs disappear, thousands of fish, crustaceans, and other marine species lose their habitat as well. The effects spread throughout the entire ecosystem. Another major threat is the introduction of invasive species. Sometimes humans accidentally transport animals and plants into places where they never existed before. Without natural predators, these newcomers can spread rapidly. They compete with native species for food and space. On many islands, introduced rats and cats have driven unique bird species to extinction, simply by eating their eggs. Pollution also plays a major role. Pesticides harm insects that pollinate crops and wild plants. Chemicals contaminate rivers and lakes. Even noise pollution affects whales and dolphins, making it harder for them to communicate and find mates. And finally, there is illegal wildlife trade. Despite international laws, countless animals are still hunted for ivory, exotic pets, traditional medicines, or luxury products. Some species are pushed dangerously close to extinction, simply because humans continue to create demand for them. Each of these problems is serious on its own, but together, they create something much more dangerous. A forest weakened by logging becomes more vulnerable to wildfires. Animals already stressed by climate change struggle even more when food becomes scarce. One problem makes the next one even worse. Scientists call this the multiple threats effect. Nature is not facing one crisis. It is facing many, all at the same time. And that is why biodiversity is declining faster than at almost any other point in human history. When people hear that a species has gone extinct, many assume it doesn't affect their daily lives. After all, if a frog disappears in a distant rainforest, what difference does it make? The answer is much more than most people realize. Every ecosystem works like a giant network. Each species has a role. Some pollinate flowers, some spread seeds, some control insect populations. Others recycle nutrients back into the soil. Remove enough pieces from this network, and eventually the system begins to fail. Scientists often compare ecosystems to an airplane. Removing one bolt probably won't cause the plane to crash. Removing 100 might. The problem is that no one knows which missing part will become the breaking point. Take bees, for example. Around 1/3 of the world's food crops depend, at least in part, on pollinators like bees. Without them, growing many fruits, vegetables, and nuts would become much more difficult and expensive. Healthy forests are just as important. They store enormous amounts of carbon, helping slow climate change. They also regulate rainfall, protect soil from erosion, and provide clean water to millions of people. The oceans play an equally vital role. Tiny marine organisms called phytoplankton produce roughly half of the oxygen we breathe. They also absorb large amounts of carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. Even the medicines we rely on often come from nature. Many important drugs have been developed using compounds found in plants, fungi, and marine organisms. Scientists believe countless undiscovered species may contain chemicals that could one day help treat diseases such as cancer or antibiotic-resistant infections. If those species disappear before we discover them, those opportunities disappear too. This is why biodiversity isn't just about protecting animals. It is about protecting the natural systems that make human life possible. The encouraging news is that extinction is not always inevitable. When humans act quickly, nature has shown an incredible ability to recover. One remarkable example is the humpback whale. After decades of commercial whaling pushed their populations toward collapse, International protections allowed many populations to recover. Today, humpback whales are once again found in oceans around the world. The giant panda also became a global conservation success. Through habitat protection, anti-poaching efforts, and careful conservation programs, its status improved from endangered to vulnerable. Even entire ecosystems have recovered. In several countries, forests that were once heavily damaged have begun to regenerate after conservation efforts and sustainable land management. These success stories prove an important point. When given a chance, nature is remarkably resilient. But time matters. The longer we wait, the harder recovery becomes. Scientists are not saying that Earth's sixth mass extinction is guaranteed. They are warning that we are moving in that direction. The future depends on decisions being made today by governments, businesses, communities, and individuals. Protecting forests, restoring wetlands, reducing pollution, using resources more sustainably, supporting conservation. These actions may seem small on their own, but together they can change the future. Earth has survived asteroid impacts, supervolcanoes, and ice ages. Life has always found a way to recover. The real question is not whether life on Earth will survive. It almost certainly will. The question is, what kind of world will we leave behind before it does? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the Nature's Diary for more such amazing documentaries on our world. See you next time.